And this is something I want to say here, because the bulk of the people on here know me and have got to know me through this as well, and know that my technical skills are not that high. So often when something happens, and I've learnt this from Rob, when something happens, we often go in to blame the system. And I've had to learn the bulk of the time and the majority of the time, it's not the system. It's like, this system works perfectly, but it's an outside thing like Adobe, or like, for instance, our internet's dropping all the time. Well, that's got nothing to do with the system or the website I'm on or anything like that. That's outside Telstra, where we don't have any control of. So I think that's important, because when I learnt that, they're thinking, oh, okay, this is it, maybe the system doesn't work, or if I go onto a site, this isn't happening, that sort of stuff. It makes it difficult, and you think, oh, you're blaming that, then you tend not to use it. But lots of times it's not the actual system and the software, it's actually an outside influence that's coming in.
Okay, I think we're ready to go. Let's make it happen. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes, everybody has said to me that they can see it, and we certainly can. So away you go.
Okay, fantastic. If you need to see the screen bigger, you should be able to grab the chat section on the right hand side, but the left hand side of the chat, and drag that across to the right, and that should make the presentation section in the middle larger for you to be able to see the screen as well. And again, with the new Easy Webinar Pro, the presenter, being myself, I can then automatically enlarge or reduce things. I can stop the chat from being visible. I can stop people from seeing on the left hand side who is on the webinar, and so forth. So the presenter has full control of so many things. So we're really excited about that happening. So 1,010,000 apologies for tonight, but let's get right into it. Can I just do a quick sound check and a visual check? Are we all good to go? Everybody can hear me and everybody can see my screen? Yes or yes?
Everybody could. Yep, they've got all sorts of yeses happening. All good, Narelle, Jay's all good. Yep, everybody's fine.
Okay, so let's get into our landing pages. So I'm going to show you some demo pages that I've built. And then what we'll do then is that we'll go into the system, and I'll show you how you actually build them. So I'll show you the end result first. So if we look here, is one for a coffee supplier, and what they've done there, that's a shop that their video is teaching you how to brew Vietnamese coffee. So if we click on this video, click on that, little man pops up telling you that you've got to opt in on the right to watch the video. There are lots of different settings we can do with that. You just choose what suits you the best, and I'll show you those in a moment. If we look underneath the video, you'll see social sharing buttons on there. What's really cool with this is that you don't have to drag and drop them. They'll all automatically appear there if you select yes, and I'll show you that in a moment. So there's no resizing the buttons, there's no having to try to find the images, trying to get them to line up and so on. Now that doesn't link off to your Facebook page, that links off to the prospect, the person watching your video, because the whole idea of this is that we want to be able to generate free traffic, not paid for Facebook advertising, etc. We want somebody to put a post on their wall about your video, or send a tweet send a tweet to some whatevers, or put a comment up on their LinkedIn, or send an email, etc., etc. Then on the right hand side on our opt-in box here, we can see we're capturing their first name, last name and email address, and we have a privacy policy page and a contact us page. It's your choice whether you have a privacy policy page and or a contact us page. The reason why we have those two there is that if you are involved in Facebook marketing, to advertise on Facebook, they critique the landing page or the website that your ad links off to, and one of the requirements of Facebook is that that page must have a privacy policy page and it must have a contact us page on there. So that's why we have that there. Here's another one that we've created here. You'll see here that this one doesn't have a privacy policy page and it does not have a contact us page, but it does have social media buttons on the bottom. If I click on the play button on this one, nothing happens. But as it says on the right hand side, enter your details to be able to watch the video. Here's another one. I'm going to use this one as a demo tonight. We can see some different things on here. We can see that there is no social media. We can see that there is no privacy policy. There is no contact us page. You can see this header's got a background color put behind it. So depending on what image you use on the back, sometimes you might want to have your header or your footer to be able to stand out a lot more by putting a background color behind it. So I'm going to use this one as a demo shortly. So if I go over to Easy Marketer now, how's the delay, Denise? Is that coming up pretty quick?
Yep, it's fine.
Okay,
It's
fantastic.
Good. It flipped over straight away.
Okay, great. All right. One of the things that you'll find with the new Easy Webinar Pro is that there's zero lag. It's just absolutely instant. While what we're doing here with Java, Java sometimes can have up to 2 and 3 second delay, which is totally out of our control with that. But the new one will be instant, which is great. So we go over here to Website Builder. We click on that. And we mentioned that next week, this week on Thursday, there'll be a beta for the blogs. So when that is announced, you'll see a new button up the top. Up the top, we've got websites, we've got video landing page, and we've got image landing page. So as of Thursday, you'll see blog on there, and then next Monday's webinar, I'll be teaching you how all that works. So last week was on websites, tonight is on video landing pages. A video landing page and an image landing page are the same. The only difference is one has an image, a still image in place, and the other has a video in place. I'll go into more on the image landing pages on another demonstration another night. So we can see down here, if we scroll down the page, you'll see that there's 10 pages that I've created. And if you look down the bottom, there's page 1, 2, 3, 4, and next. So we can see here that I've got at least 4 pages of 10. So there's 40 landing pages that I've created, at least 40. So with Easy Marketer, you can create unlimited landing pages, and you can create them for whatever domains that you have hosted with us. So Denise and her husband Colin, they have a couple of different businesses. They've got a property business, and what else are you currently doing, Denise?
Coffee news.
Coffee news. Okay, so
news.
Great. So Denise has got
news as well.
Yep, awesome. A coffee business and a property business. So you can imagine that you don't want your marketing emails, etc., to go out to your property clients from a coffee email address. Well, using a lot of the other programs, you have to go and have a separate account because you look at your autoresponders, Awebbers, MailChimps, etc., require you to have separate accounts, or you can't email, or you'll only be able to email from one email address. So here, one of the greater scales of economy that you have here is that if you had 50 domains registered with us, you could put landing pages on those entire 50 domains, and you can just keep adding on more and more and more domains to your account. And they're currently only $20 each, $19.97 to go and add extra domains onto the system to enable you to create landing pages and do your bulk emails, etc., from all those domains. So the top one we can see here is our Monday test, and that's the one we're doing tonight. And you can see all the rest of them here down below that. If you want to try to find one, if you've got so many like what I have, you can use the search on the top right to go and find them. The second column, you'll see share page code. While we're fixing that Java issue just before, I heard Denise mention about for people with network marketing or people with sales with different teams, or for franchises. We've got a franchise real estate company come on board. Well, you can go and set up the sales funnel or set up the whole sequence for your team with the autoresponders and everything in there, because every landing page you create, you get a share code. So what you do then is you would give out that code, right? So from the 7C onwards, you'd cut that and paste it, cut that, import new page. So you would tell your team, okay, here's the entire sequence set up for you. I've got 10 emails already pre-written, all ganged up there to go out for you. You go to import new page and simply enter the code in there and hit submit, and it sets up that whole process for your team. So that's a great way for team building. So leaders in network marketing and franchises absolutely love this system for the ease of duplication. Because let's face it, if you're building a team of people, your success depends on their success. So the more you can help your team to become successful, the more you will become successful. So here we can see that we've got 10 steps. Green means we've done it. Black means that we haven't done those. So let me run through those. To save time tonight, I'm not going to actually go and create a new one, but I'll show you one that's already created and show you very quickly of how we can change an existing one. And when we go to start a new one, it's all exactly the same anyway. It's just a different template that we've got in there. So I'll just click on here. So we can see here, Monday's test is the name of it. We can change the background image by clicking on this button here. You can change the background color by just selecting a color that you want from here. If you wanted a red site, if you wanted a solid blue site, etc., you can go down to the bottom and undo. Undo there. You want to add a new, change the image, you can do that here. If I go to change the image and I go to, so before I do, see the image that's there now in the background? I'm going to put a different one in there. It's going to upload that now. While that's uploading, we can see here that the background image size is 1600 by 900 pixels. So when you go to search for an image off either Google Images or any of the sites that give you free, royalty-free images, I find that putting 1600 by 900 in the title helps you to find images that are the correct size for you. Because as the note says there, if you put images that are too small, it's going to stretch it, and then it's going to look fuzzy. So if you want to search for a Bitcoin image, instead of putting Bitcoin in the search, I would put Bitcoin 1600 by 900 pixels. So you can see there that that's just now gone and put a different image in the back. So that's got the image done. Now you can put a background color and remove the background color. See that there? I just removed it from the title, and if I want to change that now and make it white. Okay, and now I want to change the background image and put a color, and put a black backdrop in there. Okay, to make it stand out more if I want it to be bigger. So it's a full editor. Make that larger. Okay, if I want to, let me just remove that. Okay, I need to make it larger and then apply the background image onto there. If I want an image in here, instead of a video, I can add an image in there. And as it says on the top, the video image size is 653 by 432. But if you want to put a video in here, and let's say you want to change that video, so I go to YouTube, I found a different YouTube video that I want to use. You go down here, underneath the red subscribe button, you'll see share. So we click on share, click on embedded, and we want to grab that embedded code. So I'm going to cut and paste that. Cut that, come back to my landing page, add landing page video. So at any time in the future, you can go and change the videos after you've created your page. I'm going to paste a new one here. Do you want the video to autoplay? Yes or no? Stop the video after a certain period of time. So in this case, I've got it set for 10 seconds. Now, where that is really good is that you could get the video, the person goes and clicks on play, and then the video will run for 10 seconds, and then it will, a little man will pop up and tell you that you need to opt in. Let me demonstrate that to you. If I go back over here to this, you watch what happens here in 10 seconds time. Okay, little man pops up telling you to opt in on the right hand side. Now where that's really good for training as an example, you might be giving out free training, and you might want to tell people about something for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. You can get it to stop at any time. So imagine you're teaching something and then you can say, and all you have to do is, and the video stops. And the little man tells you to opt in on the right hand side. So it's just restricted to your own imagination of what you can use that feature for. So let's go back now. So I'll stop it after 10. Autoplay, yes or no. Up to you if you do that or not. I'm just going to submit that now. Watch what happens here. There we go. Brand new video in here has been put in its place. So now down the bottom I want to change the footer. So I've got some text here. I'm just checking that. Let's check again. 2010. Now you can add as many lines as you want, so this can keep going down and down and down. So if we want 2 columns, now we've got so look here, $72 million. Wow. Bitcoin has been incredible, hasn't it? Hindsight's 2020. If only in 2010 we invested $100, we'd have $72 million today. Okay, so I've changed that. Now if I want that to be bigger, I just highlight it, use the editor. Okay, now that's bigger. Okay, that's good enough. Click Finish Changes. No, I don't want to finish changes yet. That looks terrible with the orange button. Before it looked good, but now it doesn't look good because I've changed the background image there. So let's go and change that button. You know, I want that to be a bit of a grey colour. Okay, that more goes in line. Not a great looking landing page, but I'm just showing you different coloured combinations. So here's silver and grey and white. So you can do whatever you want to do. Get your creative juices flowing and create whatever looking landing page that you want. Now I'm going to click Finish Changes. Then it goes back to our 10 steps in a moment. Okay, so if we started a new one, the first step would be green and the rest would be black. Now let's go to step 2. Okay, so here's the new video that's in here. I'll leave the other image in the background here. You can see I've got the header, top 10 Bitcoin tips, and check your email as my tips are in your inbox. Okay, so we'll come to that in a moment when we get to the autoresponders. But on this page here, you can even add a different video if you wanted to in here. It will embed the one that you have on the first page. But if you want to go and change that, so on the first page, the opt-in page might be you talking about something, introducing the video, and then they go and come to your video page and it could be a different one. If you're an affiliate marketer, you could be giving an introduction to a particular product, and then when they opt in to look at the company's presentation, what you could look at now could be the company's presentation. Again, limited to your imagination. You could link this off to somewhere else. So this might be a product demonstration, and then in your video you could be saying click on the link below to buy now. All right, so then what you can do here, I can highlight any of that text at the bottom, and the very first button, are you seeing the pop-up there, Denise? Are you seeing that says insert link down the bottom?
No, not coming up. That one hasn't come up. The others come up. Oh, yes, it's popped down the bottom.
Yep, down the bottom.
It's pulled, it's gone down onto the white down on the bottom.
Okay, so if you click on that, you can then insert a link. So you can link that off to a sales page, you could link it off to your payment button, you could link it directly off to a PayPal button as an example. So again, only limited to your imagination what you want to do. So I'm going to finish those changes. Okay, and it's going to go back to our 10 steps again. Great. So that was step 2. Step 3 is a contact list. Now, we have a fully integrated contact manager, and I'll do another webinar another night teaching you how to go into the back office, the back end of the program, and utilize Contact Manager. But you can either use an existing contact list, which I've done here. So if I click on this, you can see I've got a lot of different contact lists in there. So you can choose a contact list and get your prospects going into there. Now, why would you choose an existing contact list compared with creating a new one? Well, you might create 2, 3, 4, 5 different landing pages promoting the same opportunity or promoting the same product. So you might want to have all of your prospects going into the one list. If you wanted to create a new contact list, you just click on that, enter the name that you want to call it, who do you want it to come from, your name or your business name or company name in there. The from email address. Now you must set up an email address in the web hosting first. So set up an email address is the very first thing you need to do when you go to use the program. Then you can select here whatever email address that you've already created. So if you create 100 different email addresses, you could select from those 100. What your reply to address is from here, and also a privacy policy email address. So I'm going to cancel that. Now we go to step 4. Step 4 is a really, really exciting one. That's our autoresponders, because our autoresponders are actually integrated into the program. Unlike other landing page creators, especially ones that when people use WordPress and so forth there, you need to go and have an account with a autoresponder company, and that's extra costs every month. Plus you then got to go and create a form, you've got to get that code, you've got to try to embed that code onto your website. And I don't know about you guys, but gee, when you use multiple programs and if something doesn't work, who's at fault? You contact product A and they say, no, it's all good at our end, it must be product B. Contact product B and then they say, no, it's all fine at our end, it must be product A. So here, everything is all integrated in the middle without having to go and cut and paste all your different codes from all different companies and so on. The only code we need here, not even here, but that was in the earlier step, is our YouTube embedded code, so then it can link off to the YouTube video. So we can add unlimited autoresponders here. We can see that we've got a welcome email already put in here, and that is sent out 0 hours after sign up. So here's an example. If I click on the action on the right hand side, I can edit that autoresponder. Now I can edit an autoresponder whenever I wish. I could put 20 autoresponders. I can have one going out every day of the week, drip feeding training for people. Denise mentioned before that there's a few people on here tonight from network marketing. So you could enter your team into this and you could drip feed training to your team, where every day you could link off to a different video to train them, or to give them PDFs or whatever form of training that you want to give. Instead of bombarding, you get a new member come on board and join you, instead of bombarding them with 50 different links off to all sorts of different training, drip feed it to them. Every day send them a new email, write it once, set and forget it, because it will continue following up in the background and delivering that content. So let's have a look at the welcome email I've already created. Click on the button here. So I've called this welcome, and as you saw in the bottom of in the footer, I said about my check your inbox for my 10 Bitcoin tips. So I put that in the subject line. Here are my 10 Bitcoin, wow, try saying that sober. Bitcoin tips as promised. Whew. Okay, so this is a new one. You may not have even seen this, Denise. But we can now put all of our images into autoresponders. So look at that there. I've got my my Easy Marketer header on there. So you can actually even go and put all your images and everything into autoresponders, and I'll show you how to do that just in a moment. So we can see here I've got hi, percentage, first name, percentage. There's a reminder on the left to do that. So if you wanted to personalize it, so it'd say hi Fred, hi Mary, hi John, whatever. This is a demo of how the Easy Marketer autoresponders work. You can set unlimited autoresponders to be triggered at all different times to continually follow up with prospects. This email, for example, was sent to you the moment you opted in to watch the video. We can quickly and easily send another email to your prospects the moment they finish watching your video. This is and I'll explain more on that just in a moment. This is an awesome way to strike while the iron is hot. And yes, you get instant notification when someone opts in to watch your video and when they finish watching your video. I'll explain more in a moment on that. You can set unlimited emails to be sent any minute, hour, or day time frame. Blah, 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 blah. So put whatever content that you want to go in your emails. Now, for our images, are we excited with that? Putting images into our autoresponders so it's not just a blank text? Yes or yes?
Awesome. I can see that would work really well with newsletters.
Most definitely.
People could opt in for a newsletter in the next 12 months. The newsletter could go out.
That's it. So to insert an image, what we do, I'm just going to do it as an example in here with this. If I want the image to be centered, I center it first. and in the editor, we'll see the little image. So we click on that. Now, if you've got a URL, so if your image is on a website somewhere and you know that direct URL, right, you can enter that URL in here. If you, when you go and insert an image, if you want to create a link, so if you put on there, click on the link, click on the image below to such and such. Well, you can click on here and put a link, and when somebody clicks on that in the email, it'll then redirect off to your sales page, to a payment link or payment button or whatever you wish to do. But what we do is that you can store your images on our server. So let's browse the server now. Now yours will be blank, but you can see here, and you might see some of those images are familiar because that's what I've been using in some of the newsletters that I've sent out to everybody. You can go and upload your images to our server. So how you do that, yours will be blank. Do you see on the top left hand side here is a little cloud? Can you see that, Denise?
Yep,
okay.
I can see that.
Great, you click on that and then select the file from your computer and upload it. Now if I wanted to use this second image, I click on that and you can see here I can download it. So let's say I saved that on our server and I wanted a copy of that on my computer. I can download it, I can view it, so I can see that I've got two that are similar, so I want to see which is the right one, so I can go view. Yep, that's the one I want to use. So I click on use. All right, shows the width here. A little tip with this, when you're using emails, keep your width to 700 pixels or less. All right, so there's tonight's big tip for you. That's the width of your image.
That's a very good tip.
Always good to check your images, because you might go and grab something off Google Images or off any of the free sites and so on, and you don't check the size of it, and it is 2,000 pixels wide. Wow, somebody's going to get your email and the picture is just so big they've got to scroll right across the page to see it all. So always keep it 700 or less. Now if I click on OK, there we go, bam, the image is in my email. So images in autoresponders, there we go. I'm going to cancel that now. You like that, Denise?
I love that, because that's a brilliant tip you just gave. I wish you'd given that last week. It would have saved me some time this week.
Okay.
I was trying to go back out and change the size and everything.
Yes.
Narelle's got a little bit of lag, Rob. I think it's coming from her internet, though. Everybody else seems to be able to hear okay. So I think it's just, I don't think it's lag on your end.
Okay. Down here we'll see the unsubscribe link. We enforce that there has to be an unsubscribe link on the autoresponders and the emails that you send out because of the spam can policy and so on, but you can actually change the wording. So you could say click here if you no longer want to hear from me, or whatever you wish to do in there. All right, so you can change it, but there has to be something in there. Now a couple other things. So this was set to be sent out as soon as they join your list. Second one here is as soon as the contact finishes watching the video. Now guys, this is an absolute game changer. Those of you that are into network marketing and sending out a standard practice these days where people say, hey Fred, send a message out to somebody on Facebook Messenger or whatever. If I was to send you a link to watch a video, would you spend 10 minutes to have a look? And then they get back to you and say yes. All right, then you give them a link. What link would you give them? You wouldn't give them a link to the company's website. You wouldn't give them a link straight to YouTube. You'd give them a link going to your landing page. So by selecting as soon as the contact finishes watching a video, well then what you can do here is that you can send, so this autoresponder would then go to them the moment they finish watching it. So what would you say in that? You'd say, hi Fred, pretty awesome video, eh? Do you want to jump on a Skype and brainstorm it? Do you want to pick up, do you want to have a chat on the phone? Do you want to catch up for a coffee? Do you want to, whatever it is, strike while the iron's hot. Now imagine that. Fred's just watched your video and then you've gone and sent an email to him instantly and Fred's thinking, wow, how on earth did you even know that I finished watching the video? I just watched the YouTube video. How do you know that? This really helps with our follow-up, because there is nothing worse than following up when you send somebody a video. It's a great way to, following up is a great way to get despondent, because imagine this. Hey Denise, pretty awesome video, eh? And Denise says, if I sent Denise a link, sorry, and then she sends back, oh, come on, Rob, give me a break. You only sent it to me yesterday. Oh, sorry. And now you're feeling really depressed and despondent because most people don't like following up. Or, so then next time, you wait for a week before you follow up. Hey, Denise, pretty awesome video, eh? Denise says, what video? The one I sent you a link last week. Oh, yeah, you did, that's right. What was that about again? So when is the perfect time to follow up? The perfect time to follow up is when they've watched it. Now, if the system hasn't sent you an email telling you that Fred has watched the video, what's it saying to you? It's saying that Fred hasn't watched it yet. So now it's giving you another reason to follow up. Hey Fred, I sent you a link to a video 3 days ago. Have you had a chance to have a look at it yet? You know he hasn't looked at it yet, but at least it's opening up and it's a nice soft way for you to be able to follow up. So that one is an absolute game changer of being able to follow up the moment somebody finishes watching your video. And from there, the next option is after the contact's been on your list for a certain period of time. So that can be hours, minutes, days, whatever period of time you want with that. So if you wanted to send out an email, 10 different emails out to people, you might want to set them to go out every day for the next 10 days. You just go and create the autoresponder, set and forget, but remembering you can go back at any time and edit any of those. So I'll just open it up for questions from what we've covered so far. So Denise, if you can monitor that for me, anybody's got any questions? Are we all good? Do we all like the integrated autoresponders? Yes or yes?
I do. I know Maria's got a question. Yes, we're getting some yes and yeses. Maria, I know that you can hear me. Down on the, she's wanting to bring a chat back up. She minimized it. So down on the left-hand side, there should be two light grey buttons. One's called Presentation Default, and the other should be showing as a chat box. If you click on that, it should bring your chat back up. I'm hoping. Or the other thing, if you want to send your question, we can answer you. If you just type your question into where we were chatting just there before, might bring it up. But no, nobody's got any questions except I would like something just clarified, Rob, back a little bit on the little man that pops up. I know in the future there's some changes going to happen to that. It will be in the future, but people will be able to customise that, won't they?
Correct. That is there in the programming schedule, but there hasn't been a date set on that because we've had other things that we felt were a higher priority than that. But you'll be able to fully edit that, putting a background image on there, so it's a company image on there, putting a different picture on there. You might want to put a photo of yourself on there instead of the man. Then we'll be having stock images of men and women, because we've had some people saying, but I want a lady on mine, I want a boy on mine, I want a girl on mine, so on and so on. Hard to have it to suit everybody, but we've got it there now, but it will be fully customizable in the future.
Great, that was the thing.
Okay.
Okay, all right, awesome. That was that's the question that's covered. That was a question that Maria had, which was great. And the only other thing, she can't, have you got any other suggestions to that? Maria can't quite see where that chat is down the bottom will be on her screen, under where all the users are. Maria, if you look under there, go straight down on the left side, it's under there, under webcams, and that I'm guessing that's when I minimise mine, that's where it goes. Screens may be different though. It's all good, no other questions, Rob?
Okay, step 5, SEO, search engine optimization. Not here to teach you tonight SEO, but SEO is all about getting your website to be found on Google. But two things are here that is mandatory, and that's both titles. Now, why I say both titles, look on the left-hand side, you can see Monday Test, and you can see video page of Monday Test. Because what we've actually done, we've created 2 pages. And just remember, a website is simply a web page. And if you've got multiple pages on a website, well, it's just multiple pages, put them all together, and now you've got what you call is a website. So we've actually created 2 pages. We created the opt-in page, and then we created a page that it redirects to for people to watch the video. So the title is what's actually in the browser tab, if you have a look on the top, you can see I've got multiple browser tabs open here. Easy Marketer, Monday Webinar, Awesome Vietnamese Coffee, Black Diamond, 10 Bitcoin coin tips. So whatever you enter into the title is what will be up the top. So you can see here we've got 10 Bitcoin tips. That hard words for me to get my tongue around, but as you can see, it's up the top there as well. So if I changed it and then uploaded the page, it will change up there as well. So if I change that now to 99 Bitcoin tips, now we'll see that change in a moment when I go to upload the page again. Our meta keywords, our meta description, if you have a Google Analytics script or any other analytic program that has scripts, you can put the script in here and that will work. If you're into Facebook advertising, Facebook give you a pixel code for every ad. You can go put the Facebook pixel code in there as well. Again, I'm not here to teach you those tonight. You can go to YouTube and enter meta description into YouTube and you'll find 1,000,010 videos that will teach you what that's all about and so forth. So then on the right hand side we click on the action and that's going to update that. Update both of those. So that is now done. Now we go back. Now we go to, what was that step? What did we just do? Step 5. So now we go to step 6 is our social sharing. All right. Do you want social sharing? Yes or yes? All right. We shouldn't even have a no in there. All right. Why would you not want people to share? Well, I guess in a way, if you had some that you didn't want shared out there to people and you just wanted it to your own group of people, well, maybe you wouldn't have social sharing. I've just answered my own question. But I'm going to put yes.
If you were training, if you were doing training with your team.
Yes. Yeah, good point. So if I click on yes, it'll put the social sharing buttons on the bottom of the video. So I'm going to submit that. It'll go back to our steps again in a moment. Now we can see step 6 is black because we've done that now. Step 7, create a privacy policy page. Do you want a privacy policy page? Yes or no? I'm going to click on yes now. And what we've done here, guys, is that we've inserted a standard privacy policy in here for you. And you can just go and click on any of those words and delete anything. As you can see on the bottom here, it's saying that you can contact via email or mail to the address below. If I don't want to put an address below, I'll just highlight that, delete it. Now I'm going to delete about mail, and I'll just leave it as my email address there for them to contact. There has to be a form of contact in there, so we put the email address that you used back before when we created the contact list. We put it, it's in here, and it's also up here as well. There's 3 places that's in there. So you can go and change any of this text. You can put a background color in the back. You can put an image in the back. You can make it as pretty as you want in there. I'm just going to save that for now. It's going to go back to our 10 steps in a moment. It's just creating that web page for us and integrating it all. Did I finish or did I save? What's happened here?
Rob, just on that, on the privacy page, you know where we had the unsubscribe button before,
yes,
that people can unsubscribe. If they unsubscribe, does the notification go back to the email that's on the privacy page?
No, it goes
to somewhere else.
No, it goes to the email that you have in the actual system itself. So what you have up on the top here under your profile.
Right.
Okay, step 8 is a contact us page. Do you want a contact us page? Yes or no? Well, before we didn't have one in there, but if you do, let's say you've got a retail business or you've got an office or some sort of location that you want people to be able to go to, you can go and put the address in here. Just type your name in here. All right. Maria, is Maria somebody that was on here tonight?
Yes, Maria. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if she owns. Oh no, it's Marie's Pizza. But anyway, Marie's Pizza was my favourite pizza place on the Gold Coast. So now we're going to create Maria's Pizza. Okay, pop your address in there. Pop your phone numbers in there. If you don't want address or phone numbers, you can delete those out. Change the background image. Put a colour in there. And if it was 1 Smith Street, Southport. Okay, get the map. I've got to put the Gold Coast and everything else in there just to save time now. I won't, but you can go and search and it'll pop the map in there. So I don't want a map on here today, but it'll then put their name, email, company and phone number, and then they can go and type their message in there. And if we wanted a different color message on here, we can go and select, make whatever color you want to do in there. I'm not going to have a contact us page on this one, so I'll cancel that. So we don't have one, so it's still showing as black. Step 9. Okay, step 9 is our FTP page. Now, what I mean by FTP, File Transfer Protocol. In the past, when you build a website, you have to go into your control panel of your website. You have to go and set up an FTP account, get a username and a password for it. You then have to go and use an FTP or a file transfer software and go and enter all those details in there. I don't know about you guys, but too hard. We have it all integrated here. We host your website for you. So what happens here is that this sets up the FTP account automatically for you. So if I go on here, Monday Webinar 2, as an example, all right, that's now going to set that up. So then the website would be, or your landing page would be easymdemo.com/Monday Webinar 2. Or it could be new product launch, it could be day 1 training, whatever you wish to do there. And depending on how many domains you have hosted, you can see I've got 2 here. If you had 22, it would drop down and you would select which one of the 22 you want it to be on. So let's go Monday Webinar 2. And so then I can show you the difference of what we created, because before, let me just kill a couple of these. We had the Bitcoin one, which was Monday Webinar. Let's go back to get rid of the man. Okay, so that's what was originally in there. Now I'm going to save this or submit this, and what it's going to do, it's going to go and create the FTP account and set it all up for us. So that'll just take a few moments because it's logging into your control panel of your website. It's done all that for you. So now we've just got step 10, and step 10 is to upload your website. So again, instead of having to go and create your FTP accounts and etc, 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 we just go and click on step 10, and that is upload. Now that's going to take a little moment, especially tonight while I'm on this webinar, because it's using a lot of bandwidth of my my internet here. And what it's doing is it's uploading an entire sales funnel in there. It's uploading your opt-in page, it's uploading your video display page, it's uploading the privacy policy page. We didn't elect to have a contact us page, but if we did, it would be uploading that as well. So it's uploading absolutely everything there for you. And when that's finished uploading, you'll see a little congratulations there that'll pop up in a moment. Now this could take a couple of moments, a couple of minutes, so I'll open it up to any other questions or anything you want to add to it, Denise.
I have a question on the steps. So we have 10 steps to complete it, and we didn't do the contact us page. So are there any, obviously there's, you can drop that page out, you could drop the privacy page out, and it would still process through to uploading the page. But if you didn't do number 2 page, it wouldn't work.
Correct. Only the pages that are optional. All right, so the pages that are optional where it says a yes or a no. So there's 3 of those. There's a privacy policy page, a contact us page. Oh, what was the third one? Maybe there's only 2. Yes, those 2.
Social sharing.
Oh, social sharing.
If you said no on social sharing.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So
okay,
everything else you have to create. So there we go. It's done now. That was pretty quick. Now it's uploaded all those different web pages while we're actually running a webinar. So we can see on the bottom here, or actually what it's done, it's still picked it up as Monday Webinar. I should have mentioned that before. Sorry, my mistake. You can't go and change the FTP when you've already set it up. So what you would do if like I already had Monday Webinar set up, so on that landing page, so what you would have to do is if you wanted to change that, you'd have to go and set up a new landing page. So what you can do there, I'll just show you that just in a moment, a neat tip with that, but let's just go and look at this, see what it's uploaded there. All right, okay, Monday webinar. I've messed that up by changing the FTP. Let me see if there's any difference here on this. Yes, it did. Okay, so webinar 2 is there. All right, look at the difference here. This is how it was originally. Oops, no, it's not. This is how it was originally. We had the video of Sir Richard. We got the gold coins in the background, etc. We got the orange button, but we changed it to 9. See that how the title has changed up the top two? 99 Bitcoin tips instead of 10 Bitcoin tips. And we got the different image in the background and so forth and so forth. Change the header, change the footer, put our social media buttons, our privacy policy, and so on. So I really pushed the envelope with it then by making changes to FTP, which I shouldn't have done. All right, so it did, the congratulations did just go back to the Monday webinar, not to the Monday webinar 2. So little tip, don't do what I just did. Do as I say, don't as I do. Is that what we tell our kids or something?
Rob, Rob, there was one. I discovered that I was having issues and I couldn't get it to do because it did. You understood what happened there, but I didn't understand it. So what the easiest way for me, and I don't know whether this is the right, so you might be able to clarify it for everybody. When I did that and I wanted to use a similar line, I just cloned those pages, or I hit clone page over on the right hand side, it cloned the lot, and then I could go in and change. And when I got to the FTP, it changed it for me.
Exactly, that was
right.
I
was doing a new. Yeah.
Exactly right. That's what I was meaning. I'll show you a little tip with that in a moment. And that was it. Clone page. All right. So well done with that. So cloning page. Difference between a clone page and a share page code. Clone page is a duplication of what you've already created. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, you might want to set up several landing pages that are very similar and just tweak some of the wording or put a different video in there and just go and gauge your different results. So instead of setting the whole thing up, you can clone it and then it's got all your autoresponders and everything all in there. So exactly like what Denise said, instead of changing the FTP like what I did, and I just proved that that is not what you should do. What you should do is what Denise said, is clone the page. Then the share page code is when you want to give it to somebody else to be able to import it into their system.
Right. Okay. So I have a question.
Yep.
Do the people, this is from Maria, do the people in my team have to be Easy Marketer registered to view the videos in-house? What I'm thinking, Maria, and you can clarify for me, do you mean that if you have within your team and you set up training on Easy Marketer, do the people in the team have to be part of Easy Marketer to view those? If you can just let me know whether that's, I've clarified that right for Rob. Yes. So Rob, if we've got people, Maria's got a team, so she's got 10 in a team. She set Easy Marketer up with training videos. Do the people that are in her team have to be registered to watch those videos? No,
not whatsoever. You can give that link out to anybody, like what I just did a minute ago was this easymdemo.com/Monday webinar 2, or the other one, the original one that was there, which was Monday webinar. Right, give those links out. Anybody on the planet, anybody with an internet connection can go and look at the videos, and then they'll have to opt in, depending on what you've done here on the video. They need to opt in to go and watch the rest of the videos, and we always want to have an opt-in, so then you've captured their details there. So your team, for them to actually view all of this and get all your training, no, they don't. But if they want to use the system, yes, they need to be registered. And you can, Denise can tell you about how to set up a, or you can go and look on the website under the affiliate structure of that there, so then you can go and get a good discount for your team, for them to use your discount coupon code, and then you would simply give them the share page code for any of the landing pages that you wanted to gift to them, for them to import into their system. Did I answer that correctly?
Right. Yeah, and the other part of that was, so she said, so she won't need to use the YouTube private setting.
Correct. Now, just as a point with YouTube, now this is a little bit more advanced, all right? I strongly suggest for everybody to create their own YouTube channel. If you want to know how to create your own YouTube channel, a really good resource for videos is YouTube. So go to YouTube, type in there how to create a YouTube channel, and it will show, you'll see a myriad of videos that show you step by step how to do it. Very, very, very simple. And then what you can do is that you can go and upload the videos onto your own channel, because if you go and use somebody else's video and then they go and change that video or delete that video from their YouTube channel, well then what's going to happen to your landing page? The video is not going to be visible. Now that is a little bit more advanced on that. In the future I'll do some other videos showing you some tools. Actually, I think in one of our previous newsletters or something I advised on some different tools, etc., that you can use to download videos. So you can go to YouTube, download the video off YouTube, then upload it to your own YouTube channel. Suggest you make a few changes and whatever, maybe do a little top and tail on the front and at the beginning, at the end of that video, and so forth. But that's getting a little bit more advanced on that there, a bit more than tonight's. Okay, any other questions?
Don't have any other questions.
Okay, great. So again, apologies for the delays in getting started, but I think we managed to get through it okay once we got moving there, and hopefully there's a few little insights in there to our existing clients, learning a few new little tips and tricks here with that. And for the new people, the people that have been invited here tonight, if you go and have a chat with the person that invited you, we do have a promotion going at the moment, so if you speak to that person, they'll have some fantastic news for you after the webinar's finished in about 2 minutes time. So I'm all good. You got anything to add, Denise?
No, that's it. We've got some thank yous coming through, some
awesome.
Good nights, some ta-alls.
Okay, great. Keep an eye on your emails for Thursday for the blog launch, and make sure you are here early for next Monday, and I will be here early like this time, and I'll be calling my internet provider and warning them not to disconnect my internet next Monday night like they've done for the last 2 weeks. And then we'll be demonstrating to you our brand new blog platform. And if you're in business, you need to be on next week's webinar to watch that. Right, I'll give you some great ideas of how to for lead generation for your business, and also for some ways to use the blog personally. So easy to use, and some great features that you'll see next Monday night. So in the meantime,
just before you go, I've got a question. It would be great for some of the people that are actually on tonight, that are already on Easy Marketer. Can they invite people next week to come on to see how the blog will work?
Fantastic.
To showcase it for them as well.
Great. Thanks for mentioning that, Denise. That's great. Utilize these webinars, guys. Invite your friends, your business associates, your downlines, your whatevers with your business. Invite them in. Right now, we are only getting the link just prior to the webinar starting because we're using our web meetings. But next month, when we've launched Easy Webinar Pro, I'll be able to create the webinars a week in advance and have it all there, give you the sign-up link. They can go and opt in and get the autoresponders reminding them about what time, when the webinar starts, and so on and so on. And then at the end of the night, I'll always refer people back to you. So go back to the person that invited you onto tonight's webinar, and they'll be able to give you further information, etc., etc., etc. So yes, utilize these sessions. In the next month, when we've launched Easy Webinar Pro, we'll be having Wednesday webinars as well. So every week will be a Monday and a Wednesday night. Same time, same bat channel.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Thanks everybody for being on tonight.
Okay, thanks everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye for now.